coffee cup is still up there, top shelf beside the kitchen light. I reach for it again tonight and stop somewhere in between. Funny what the hands remember long after people disappear. Some things leave with goodbye, some things decide to stay here. Rain is falling outside now, soft against the apartment glass. The city keeps moving somehow, like nothing important was lost. But I know better than that. Love didn't leave all at once, it left quietly in ordinary things. The cup you left behind still feels warmer in my mind, like you just stepped outside and forgot to say goodbye. The cup you left behind sits exactly where it did. Maybe I kept it for too long. Maybe I just miss who we were. Your chair still faces mine, even though nobody sits there now. I never moved it back, I told myself I would someday. There's a note inside a drawer, don't skip dinner again. Small words, simple words, I didn't know they would survive you. I thought love ended loudly, doors closing, people leaving. Turns out sometimes it ends with a cup nobody touches anymore. Nobody warns you that the smallest things stay the longest. The cup you left behind knows every quiet night, knows the songs I play too late, knows I still say your name sometimes. The cup you left behind never meant much back then. Funny how ordinary things can hold an entire life again. If you came back tonight, I wouldn't ask where you've been. I think I'd just make coffee, put your cup beside mine, and sit there for a while. 'Cause maybe missing someone isn't crying in the rain. Maybe it looks like this, keeping things you should have thrown away. The cup you left behind still lives inside this room, and every time the rain arrives, so do you. The cup you left behind will probably stay right there, not because I'm waiting anymore, just because you were here. And once, that was everything. Rain on the window, coffee gone cold, night getting quiet, still here. said I looked tired that night, standing there beside the sink. I said I'm fine, just work again, and changed the subject like always. He stayed quiet after that, not angry, not cold, just quieter than before. I didn't know silence could mean someone was already leaving. Rain touched the window around midnight. You made coffee for both of us. Mine went cold on the table, yours disappeared with the morning. I thought love would wait, because it always had. I was wrong. I should have stayed on the nights you needed me most. I should have listened when your eyes were doing all the talking. You were still there, I was the one drifting away. And now all I have is the version of us that lives inside my head. Found your handwriting yesterday on the back of a grocery list. Milk, bread, coffee, nothing important. But I sat there for 10 minutes looking at your letters like they could bring you back. Funny how life works. You lose someone, then spend years loving the things they touched. Nobody tells you this. Regret isn't loud. It sits beside you quietly while life keeps moving. I should have stayed when you asked if I was happy. I laughed and said, of course. You smiled, but I think you already knew. I should have stayed long enough to understand you weren't asking for forever. You were asking for me. If I saw you now, I wouldn't ask for another chance. Some stories end because they have to. I think I'd only say this: you love me honestly, and I answered too late. I should have stayed, not because I'm lonely now, not because this room feels bigger, but because you gave me something real. And I treated it like it would never leave. I should have stayed, and maybe that will always be my quiet little sadness. Rain slowing down, coffee untouched, morning coming. Life goes on anyway. I changed the curtains last winter, moved the books from the shelf, packed away the photographs, trying to help myself. The old lamp by the window finally burned out last spring. I replaced almost everything, but somehow not this feeling. The room is quieter now, different in 100 ways. Still, every time it rains, it becomes yesterday. Funny how a place can change and still remember someone. The room still looks like you, not in the walls or the furniture, in the spaces between things, the silence after songs, the chair nobody uses, the light I leave on too long. The room still looks like you, and I don't know when that happened. Your favorite mug is gone now, I finally put it away. Not because I stopped missing you, I just got tired of pretending you might walk back someday. There's less sadness these days, more quiet than pain. I still think of you sometimes, just not the way I used to. And maybe that means healing, or maybe just time. I'm not sure anymore. Life keeps moving furniture inside the heart too. The room still looks like you when evening falls too early, when rain touches the window, when the city goes soft outside. The room still looks like you, not because you stayed, but because you mattered. And some people never stop doing that. I went back to the cafe once, the one near the bookstore. Different chairs, different music, different people. I sat there anyway and smiled for the first time, not because it stopped hurting, because it finally felt real. We happened, and that was beautiful. The room still looks like you, a little less every year, but enough that I remember who I was with you. The room still looks like you, and maybe one day it won't, but tonight it does. And strangely, that feels okay. Rain against the glass, lamp still on, night getting older, the room stays quiet. Past the old cafe tonight, someone sat where you used to. Same yellow light by the window, same rain outside too. I almost walked in, then kept going. Funny how the feet remember places the heart isn't ready for. The bookstore next door is gone now. A record shop became a bar. The whole street kept changing, except the version of it that lives in me. Time moved everything around, just not that memory. We were happy then, more than I knew back then. Coffee getting cold, talking about nothing. You laughing at something small, me pretending I'd remember forever. We were happy there, and I didn't know it would become a place I miss. You always chose the window seat, said rain made the city softer. I never understood what you meant, I think I do now. Because tonight the streets looked quieter, the lights looked warmer, and somehow the world felt older. I kept thinking, maybe happiness isn't loud, maybe it's just two people not knowing they're inside the good days. Nobody tells you when it's happening, the memory only becomes beautiful later. We were happy there, in ways that look ordinary. Late coffee, cold hands, long conversations after midnight. We were happy there, before life got complicated, before timing became stronger than love, before goodbye learned our names. I used to think I missed you, maybe I do, but tonight I think I miss who we were together. The version of me who still believed nothing good could end. Oh, we were happy there, and I think that matters. Even now, even after all this time, we were happy there, and maybe that's enough. Not forever, not ours anymore, just real. And once that was everything. Rain outside the window, empty seat across the room, city lights getting softer, still beautiful. Had the words for years, they just never came out right. Always thought there'd be another evening, another drive home, another quiet night. You asked me once in winter if I was happy where we were. I smiled, said yeah, of course. What I meant was, I was happy because of you, and somehow I never said it. Funny how silence works. It protects you for a while, then stays behind after everything else leaves. The things I never told you still live inside this room, still sit beside me some nights when the city goes quiet too soon. The things I never told you were never big or beautiful, just simple things like stay a little longer. I loved you more than I knew. Found an old receipt today, coffee and pie for two. Your handwriting on the back, don't forget the movie Friday. I stood there longer than I should have, looking at your letters like they still belong to now. Life is strange like that. You lose someone, then spend years talking to versions of them inside your head. Nobody warns you, regret grows quietly, like rain you barely notice until everything is wet. The things I never told you follow me into small moments, empty chairs, late evenings, songs I don't skip anymore. The things I never told you were waiting all this time, too late for you, but maybe not too late for me. If I could sit across from you once more, I wouldn't make promises, I wouldn't ask for forever. I think I'd just say thank you for loving someone who didn't yet know how to be loved. The things I never told you still ache a little sometimes, but not the way they used to. Now they feel softer, like old photographs, edges fading, memories staying. The things I never told you will stay with me, not as regret anymore, just love that arrived late. Night outside the window, receipt in my hand, coffee gone cold, still here. Still here. The city still wakes up each morning, coffee still gets cold, people still miss their trains, still fall in love, still grow old. The bookstore down on 8th warmth is gone now. Someone painted over the wall the place where we used to sit. Doesn't look like us at all, and maybe that's okay. Maybe memories aren't meant to stay exactly the same. We lost something beautiful, but life kept moving, and somehow so did we. When life moved on without us, I thought it would feel colder, like empty rooms, closed windows, long nights that never end. But it wasn't like that, it was quieter, a little sadness, learning how to become peace. I don't keep your things anymore. The cup is gone, the notes are gone. Even the sweater finally left last spring. Not because I forgot you, because I didn't need them anymore to know you were real. Some people stay in objects, you stayed in me, and I think that's enough now. Time didn't take you away, it just changed how I carry you. When life moved on without us, I kept waiting for the pain to leave. It never did, it just sat down beside me and became smaller, until one day I looked outside and the world felt beautiful again. If you saw me now, I think you'd smile. Not because I moved on, because I finally learned how to keep living. You were never the mistake, losing you wasn't either. We were just people trying our best inside a season that ended. When life moved on without us, the morning still arrived, rain still touched the windows, songs still sounded warm, love still happened in this world, and somehow so did hope. When life moved on without us, I stayed, and I lived, and I remember, and that became enough. Morning light through the curtains, coffee slowly cooling, city waking up. Life goes on softly.